Hello, friends, and welcome to another episode of Mistconceptions. I'm your host, David White. Today we are continuing our playthrough of OVA, or Open Versatile Anime. And before I get started, let me say, if you hear any jangling or thumping going on in the background, that is because we are cat sitting for Zach and Tessa this weekend, and their little cat Storm is quite taken with our dog Maggie. So as I'm recording this, they are running around the office behind me, chasing each other, playing with each other. So if you hear any jangling or anything like that, that's what's happening right now. But anyways, Open Versatile Anime. I'm really glad I found this game. It's a lot of fun and it's pretty simple. The core rulebook for this game, which I guess is the only rulebook for this game, because there's not a lot of supplements or anything like that for this game, but it's really small. It's nearly pocket-sized. The mechanics are very simple, and today we're going to get into some combat. So I'm going to go ahead and explain kind of what the core mechanic of OVA is. But that is you take 2d6, which is 2 6-sided dice, for those of you who aren't in the RPG lingo know. But you take 2d6, and you roll them, and you add a certain number of d6 equal to how many points you have in a certain ability. So for example, let's say I'm playing a character who is very quick. He's just really quick on his feet, really fast. Might be like a sprinter in high school or a speedster superhero. He has a quick +2 in his abilities. So what that means is I get to roll my base 2d6, but I also get to add 2d6 to that. So I take these 4d6, I roll them, and then I add together any multiples I have. Well, okay. I add together one set of multiples that I have. So if I rolled a 4 and then 3 2s, I would add those 3 2s together to have a total of 6. So the more dice you have, the more chance you have to roll multiples, and you can just add those same set of multiples up to get a greater result. These results will often be compared against contested rolls, like in battle, or if my speedster was racing somebody who was equally fast, they would roll and we would compare and see who rolled more. Or it could be against a set difficulty, like you have to beat a 3 for a very easy task, a 6 for a very medium task, or something like that. And basically that's how the base mechanic works. In combat, however, you roll your attack roll, which is 2d6 plus whatever you could add to justify your attack, and then your opponent rolls their defense. However many you best your opponent's defense by, you then multiply by the damage multiplier, which is calculated by some different things. But the damage multiplier, let's say my speedster is attacking with his fists, he rolls 2 better than the other person, and I have a damage multiplier of 2. So I take my surplus of 2, and then I times it to my damage multiplier, which is 2, and that means I deal 4 damage to the person. And that person might have armored or something like that reduces damage. But anyways, that's basically how combat works. And you're going to find out in this episode, one of the team members has a ridiculous damage multiplier. Absolutely insane. But anyways, we'll get to that later. Like I said, this system is really simple. I just explained the core mechanic to you, and if you wanted to play an OVA game right now, you pretty much could, because that's all you need to know. It was our first time playing this game with all 4 of these people, well, me included, so all 5 of us, and we picked it up really quickly. Very few bumps, very few, alright, so what do I do now? Just really simple. Character creation is very good too, because there's so many abilities that you can just say, I want my character to do this. Oh, and look, there's an ability for it. So I'll say that he has a +2 in that ability, or a +1, or whatever, and then that's what my character is. But to balance it out, so you're not like, I have +5 in everything, your character has to have an equal number of weaknesses to balance out their abilities. So let's go back to my speedster example. I have a +2 quickness. On the weakness side of my character sheet, I'm going to put that I have a -2 dense. That means that my character, even though he's really quick, he's pretty dumb. So whenever I roll for intelligence checks, I'm going to subtract that many dice from my roll. So if I am rolling to like hack into a computer or understand a math problem, I'll take my 2d6 and then I minus my 2d6 for dense. That means I'm rolling negative dice. So I take, if I understand this correctly, I would take 2 dice and I would take the worst result of one of them. But anyways, that's basically an overview of OVA. In case any of you were wondering, I also wanted to do it in front of this episode because this is going to be a very heavy roll episode. So I want you to know and understand kind of what is this mechanic that they're doing and all of that. But anyways, OVA is really fun. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're having a good week. Let's go ahead and see what our zany heroes are going to get into this time.
Alright.
Welcome to Misconceptions.
Yeah, go ahead and take
Dang
it,
it.
Zach.
I am William Chess.
So, I hate you. We are continuing our playthrough of OVA RPG, Open Versatile Anime. And the reason it's called Open Versatile Anime is like you can literally do anything with it. It's really cool. Like, you can do Dragon Ball Z, One Piece. I don't know. I'll probably talk about all this in the intro, so I'm going to edit this out. But anyways, we are continuing our playthrough, Mystery at Shinpi Junior High. And we're going to go around the table right now before we get started. And the question for this episode is, who is your favorite anime character? We're going to start with Jaime, since we started with Bailey last time. Jaime, who is your favorite? Well, first of all, who are you playing? And what is your favorite, or who is your favorite anime character?
My name is Jaime. I am playing Zuchi Shirudo. And he's partly based on the tenacity found in my favorite anime character from a show called Soul Eater, whose name is Black Star.
Okay. I think I read a manga of Black Star. I haven't seen any of this show or anything.
She's super tenacious.
It's annoying, honestly.
Yeah. It really
It
is.
looks just out of this world crazy.
It's pretty great.
You should definitely, if you haven't seen Soul Eater, you need to
Yeah, for sure.
watch it.
All right. And then let's move on to our next contestant. Who are you? Who are you playing? Favorite anime?
I am Zach. Favorite anime?
Character.
Yeah, that's it. And I am playing Pannya-Neko. And I think favorite anime character, it's probably Mewtwo
Nice.
from Pokemon. Mewtwo is just like, I don't know, his own thing, or doing, I guess, her own thing. I can't remember. Him. You know,
Well, is he
Depends on the
genderless?
movie. There's 2 Mewtwo's.
yeah,
What?
Spoilers, sorry.
I know. That's why I say his, her.
Childhood is ruined. This is garbage.
I'm going to say it's her.
Okay.
Yeah. But it was just, I don't know, just like the in the TV show, just the most awesome character. Once she appeared, it was like, I want to be Mewtwo.
Yeah.
Mewtwo is my spirit animal.
I was a Mewtwo main. No, that's actually not on the couch. I was a Mewtwo main on Super Smash Brothers Brawl for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
I love me some Mewtwo.
He was a little
Yeah.
puppy.
He is the best legendary Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Agreed.
Next,
Yeah.
let's move on to one of our guests for the show. Who are you? Who are you playing? And what's your favorite anime character?
I'm Christian Razor. I'm playing Eddy Carlisle. And my favorite anime character would be El Lolliot from Death Note.
Oh, L?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't know his last name.
Ryuzaki, Ryuga, whatever his name is.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
The nameless one.
L is the dark-haired kid that's like a little crazy and like
A
is super
little?
smart.
He's like the most genius character in the show.
Okay.
Arguably, other than Kira.
Yeah.
You know.
So what always confused me about that was there was Light and then there was L.
Yes.
Light is the protagonist, correct?
Well,
The one who's paired up with
Anti-protagonist?
the. Well,
But yes.
he's the
Yeah,
main
so who do you
character,
cheer
but
for in that
not
show?
necessarily
Both.
Good guy.
you cheer
You
for
cheer
both
for
L
both.
and Light.
Either way, you're happy.
Yeah.
Pretty
Nice.
much.
Okay. And then the last guest.
Hello, I'm Bailey, and I'm playing Okyu Nori today. And my favorite anime character is probably Hatchkin from Silver Spoon, because he's just such a nice and thoughtful person, and we should all try to be a little more like Hatchkin.
Okay. Is he the guy that comes from the city?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So he's
Basically, his parents wanted him to be a doctor, but he didn't want to do that, so he went to this agricultural school as a rebellion against them, and then discovered that it's not what he thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
oh,
And he
okay.
has all the anime tropes.
Oh yeah.
All the tropes.
It's really hard for me to pick a favorite character because so many anime characters like fall into tropes or types or archetypes, I guess. Because like Goku, Naruto, and Luffy are like basically all the same character. They're all loud and boisterous and fight and consistently get better. But I think my favorite would have to be. It's so hard to choose. Kakashi from Naruto. Like I love how laid back he is. Very much like me as a sensei of children. I'm very laid back but insanely cool.
Lol.
All right, well, we're gonna pick up where we left off. The camera is going down the halls of Shinpi Junior High, comes into the library, and comes into the back book room just as a cloud of red smoke is dissipating.
Ah! No! Where is it? Where'd she go? I'm partially in my ninja garb. My pants are now black, and they're supposed to be white, so it will be noticeable. But we'll just say that nothing else about me is different except for my pants are black. So like, I started to change into my ninja garb, and then now I'm just like, what the?
Okay. So Zuchi is on the ground, clawing at the ground, clearing the smoke out of the way, and finding nothing as he is desperately looking for Hanako Hana, who was teleported away.
I think Nori is once again confused by the cloud of smoke, but this time she's a little more concerned since someone has gone away.
Eddy turns directly at Panya and gives him this just piercing look, saying, "Who was that? What was that?"
That does not concern you.
I forgot that our guy looked really weird. Nori's also confused by that.
Oh, yeah.
Nori's just sitting there puzzled.
Oro?
What?
What?
Oro is, huh?
Oh,
In Japanese.
Okay.
I learned that because Rurouni Kenshin says it like all the time in the manga. He's like, Oro? And I'm like, what does this mean?
Yes, he does.
So I looked it up and it's huh. And I was like, oh. So he's just always confused. And what is Nanda? Oro? Nanda? Anyways, I like anime. So anyways, none of your concern.
Yeah, and so he just looks at him like, "Who do you think you are?" and is just so angry that B turned out to be his rival, and so he just kind of like hisses into the air, basically, just like extremely frustrated.
So this new kid at school hisses.
Leedle, leedle, leedle.
Nope, that is not a hiss.
Edit in hiss.
The orb of confusion.
Why did you hiss? That's not normal human behavior.
You don't look like a normal human being, so what?
I don't?
Nope.
What do I look like?
Like an octopus.
Order?
I stand up with my fists clenched and walk over to Pancake. And I say, "Where is she?"
Does it look like I know?
It looks like you knew that guy. He knew your name was Pancake.
My name is not Pancake.
What is it?
What is your name?
Not Pancake.
Clearly. I'm so glad to meet your acquaintance. And he just like shoves this guy out of the way and just starts pacing.
When he shoves me, I clench his arm.
Okay. So, Panya, are you going to try to not get grabbed?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an opposed roll. So you assemble whatever dice you can to grab him, and Panya, you add together whatever dice you can to not get grabbed.
Okay, agile. Do I do 2 base?
Yep. Always 2 base plus whatever else you're going to roll.
Agile. Would it be attack?
Agile.
No, attack
'cause
is
it wouldn't
actually
be-
added for damage.
But don't you
Gotcha.
have quick?
Be like agile, quick.
Agile, quick.
You could
Combat
just-
expert.
Yeah, just make
Maybe.
an attack roll, because all that is added into your attack roll.
That's true, yeah. Well, quick's not. Quick's out in defense.
Yeah, that's true. But agile will work here.
Yeah.
Okay. Get wrecked. 12.
Yeah.
12? Okay. So, Zach, what are you rolling?
Agile, quick, and I feel like vigorous would be.
Vigorous is for your
durability.
endurance. That's what gives you
Yeah.
all your points in endurance.
That's
And
like,
I am enduring this.
Nope. You're trying to not have to endure it.
yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if I could use Art of Invisibility to kind of dodge it.
That'd be for going unnoticed.
Okay.
So that's your sneaking around.
Just get grabbed.
Going to use ancient lore knowledge.
Nope.
You're gonna get grabbed.
Yep.
You have to roll 3 5s.
So 2 plus.
Yeah. 4.
4 4s.
Okay.
Or 5 3s.
Oh, you matched it.
Oh, yeah. There's 12. 12 and 12.
So 12 to 12?
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and if you don't like it, Zach, you can tell me no.
So we go by the second number? Because if so, that's 10.
No. So Zuchi reaches out and grabs your arm, and as you do, you try to yank away, but you can't. He has caught you. But there is one thing that you can do to evade his grasp. And so there's this puff of smoke, and Zuchi is left there with his hand holding nothing where your arm was. And Zuchi's eyes kind of go wide, like, huh? Order? And then everybody looks around, and they look down on the ground, and what do they see standing where Panya was?
There's just like this house cat. There's just like this cat just like chilling and then just leaps onto the pile of books and then leaps onto the top of the bookshelf and is looking inquisitively.
Okay.
And then Panya quickly, it's another puff of smoke, and now he's just sitting there like dangling his legs at the edge of the shelf, just kind of like looking at everyone.
Okay. It is now apparent that Pannya is not just some normal kid.
Eddy mumbles under his breath, a shapeshifter?
Yeah? What's that to you?
Is the cat talking now?
I mean,
He shifted back.
I shifted back, and now I'm just like chilling.
Okay.
So now you're just sitting on
Does
a
he
bookshelf.
talk as a cat?
Yeah.
Or does he try to talk and he's just like, meow, meow,
Is
meow?
he like the cat from Sabrina?
He hasn't talked yet as a cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think in the future you should just say, meow, 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 meow.
I am Groot. I am Groot.
I am cat. I am cat. Okay, so
Well, we obviously need to get that book back. So how are we going to go about that?
I think the first step would be figuring out what he knows.
Which is what I'm trying to get out of him.
Looking at Pannya.
This does not concern you.
Oh.
This is a battle that has been aging on for centuries, and you do not need to know about this.
Enough of that.
Clearly,
We need to know.
clearly, not Pancake cares for the girl that was taken. So I think that it does concern him.
She thinks your name is not Pancake.
That is my name.
I love it.
It's more than so much.
All right, not Pancake. Who is this girl to you?
It doesn't matter who she is. The universe is going to get destroyed and she's going to get killed. And we need you to tell us what you know so we can figure this out and progress the story and keep playing OVA.
How do you know that the universe is going to get destroyed?
Because he said
Oh.
with this book.
He's gonna summon a demon.
Please edit this out. I forgot what happened.
There was a lot
That intimately concerns our universe. Everything about it concerns us.
Okay.
I was just talking.
Oops. So it does concern all of us, not just you, because you
Yes.
like homegirl.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that demon thing.
Forgot about that small detail of destroying the universe and
Okay.
ending all humanity.
Well,
Well, Nori, a lot was happening, so Nori could have just been like, what?
it's true. Let's go with that.
Panya is just taking books off the bookshelf and just tossing them at him.
So is there a pile of books and you're just casually swatting them off the top of the bookshelf?
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to stay in the back room of the library the entire game.
Unless maybe
Maybe he'll talk to one
someone
of us.
such as Nori is maybe a little bit angry and out of nowhere she pulls out a sledgehammer maybe and threatens him.
God.
Says, "Tell us now what we need to know."
You just wouldn't understand. You're just a young schoolgirl.
We can
I know more than you think I do.
Even if I told you, you wouldn't even believe me.
I've seen things you would never believe.
As have I.
We just saw a cat-eyed man disappear into thin air.
I've seen things you would not believe.
We just saw you turn yourself into a cat.
Well, all right then. Fine. B is not who he says he is. He's just a rival of mine, and we have been around for centuries, battling it out, trying to. And I've been saving what you call the universe, and he has been attempting to destroy it.
Why would he want to do that?
Well, you could say that he hates humans. He also likes to eat them, but that's another story. Humans are worthless to him.
How can we help you?
Well, as I know that not Pancake is wanting to get out of here, and I just like swing open the front door to the back of the library.
So you just walk up to the door that like leads outside, and you just throw it open.
Yeah.
There's no way. There's a door that leads into this back room, and then there's like that front door up by Miss Hahn's desk. If you want to escape the library, you will have to find some way to sneak out or to do some other way of getting out.
And so, okay. And I was like, well, if you want to leave and find this man, or this cat, I should say, just follow me and we can skip school. I mean, it's not like we're doing anything important here anyways.
I would say that the protection of the universe is more important than schoolwork.
And so, in a white puff of smoke, I just turn back into a house cat, and I just kind of like wiggle my way in between the doors.
Okay. So yeah, so you're just going to go through the back room door and then through the front door to the library?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Roll a sneak check.
Okay.
Probably roll that 2 with your art of invisibility. Yeah, probably your quick die too, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's the only thing.
About it.
8.
Yeah. Okay. So Pannya turns into a cat, leaves all of you in the back door or the back room, and just wiggles his way through the front and then outside of the school. And you 3 are just in the back room, like,
Oro?
Oro?
So how are we going to get out of here?
Well, he said to follow him, didn't he?
Yes, but we can't just walk straight through. We'll get caught.
Maybe he's distracting the librarian. Maybe she'll see a cat and want to chase it outside.
Do you really think he would help us like that?
He does suck, so probably not. He can't hear me though, so it's okay.
And you see the cat just jump onto her desk, and is just sitting there. Jump on the librarian's desk.
Okay. And Miss Han turns around and says, "Oh my goodness, what are you doing here?" And she like scoops you up and lifts you up above her head and says, "Oh my golly gee goodness, look at this. It's just the most beautiful cat, your orange fur and these white patches on your mittens. Well, you're just the cutest." She like turns you upside down and like starts petting your stomach. "I'm just going to call you Snickerdoodle." And so as you are watching Pannya get humiliated by the librarian, what do you 3 do?
We break out of the room
Okay.
with our dexterous ability to unlock things.
Speak
Okay.
for yourself.
You're just
Well, hasn't he already opened the door?
Yeah, the door's open.
no. He said he wiggled through it. So
Wiggled between the door and the
Yeah.
frame, I guess.
So it's like
open.
slightly ajar.
It's open.
It's open?
Yeah.
Just
then we sneak.
Okay.
quietly sneak through.
Go ahead and everybody roll a sneak check if you can.
Okay.
Throw a smoke
You know,
bomb.
I'll go ahead and give you a +1 since Pannya is.
Okay.
Or actually, no, I won't do that. I'll just lower the difficulty.
Okay. So we can add agile.
Mm-hmm.
What about evasive? Is that for just
Evasive is just for
attacks?
damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
Agile. Do
What
we do
about quick?
base? Base of 2 and
Yeah.
then okay. Agile.
So agile and quick. Or just one or the other.
Probably just quick.
Okay.
Just quick?
So you'd want to add whichever the higher one is for sneak.
No, you just add quick.
No.
Plus the basic.
Why wouldn't I be able to use agile for sneaking? That like makes so much sense.
Agile is more like attack.
Yeah.
speed than
Not
attack.
really.
Well, in this game it is. That's what it's categorized as.
Yeah.
I have 6.
You have
I
6.
have 12.
Okay. 12.
Apparently I'm very sneaky.
Mm, 15.
Dang. Okay. So in the order that you rolled, Zuchi flies by, and then Eddy right behind him, and Nori goes much slower as she is still holding all these books, and she like runs up to the desk, and then she turns around and runs off screen, and then she runs back without the books, and she goes out the front door. So Pannya, you see your 3 begrudging companions have escaped the library and are outside the school, and Miss Han still has you.
And so the cat is like sit there just purring,
Uh-huh.
and it's like, and just like looks up, sees Nori, leave through the doors, and it's like, and just sighs, and just kind of like gets up and then knocks off her water.
Oh no, my water! And she bends down to pick it up,
Yeah, and then he just kind of jumps off and
works away.
yeah.
Snickerdoodle, where'd that cat go? And then she starts looking all over for the cat. All right, so outside, finally out of the library, the 3 students and the cat are. You sneak around the corner, go into an alleyway. Zuchi looks around to make sure nobody's following, and so you are in this alleyway next to the school. Pannya, like I said, you know that B likes to hang out around dens of iniquity. You are not necessarily familiar with this island or landscape or anything like it, where it would be, but perhaps one of your associates or companions would.
And so Pannya follows them into the alley and then jumps onto Not Pancake's shoulders and is just sitting there parrot-like.
Okay.
Just
Do you allow him to perch on your shoulder? Okay.
I just shrug him off the shoulder.
You shrug, and Pannya falls on the ground, but of course he lands on his feet.
So he goes meow 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 meow.
Can you not talk in your cat form?
No, I can.
Okay.
He's just trolling us.
He's like, he raised up his paw and he's like meow 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 meow. And everyone's just like, and he's like, I'm kidding. And so he's like, I'm unfamiliar with this place, as I have only been here a short period of time following B, and so I know that B likes to hang out at, precarious places. It's usually involving drugs and very sketchy people, and so I am unsure of where that would be, as I am only familiar with this school building. Have one of y'all been to these places?
All of you've lived here for a relatively long time, and you know that the probably the most seedy place on the island is a pachinko parlor, which is oddly not very far away from the school. But for those not familiar with Japan's pachinko parlors, in Japan, gambling is illegal. Japan gets around this by having pachinko parlors where you go buy lots of balls with the insignia of the pachinko parlor on it. You play games and you win more balls, and then you go turn in your balls for prizes. Well, usually not too far from a pachinko parlor is a exchange place where you can take this item that you got and exchange it for money. So those are sometimes owned by the same pachinko parlor, sometimes they are not owned by the same pachinko parlor, but it is just their way to get around that you can't gamble for money. You just take whatever you got, like shampoo bottles, and exchange it for money or something. And the pachinko parlors are almost always run by the Yakuza. So anyways, but it's super interesting.
That is super
I like Japan.
interesting, yeah.
Anyways, there's a pachinko parlor not too far from the school.
Okay. I know of such a place. There's a what they call pachinko down the road, and they hold illegal. Well, they get around the illegal gambling by running it through this establishment.
Then, child, take us there.
Child. Do you know who you speak to?
You look like a child. Anyone who is younger than me is a child. Please, I've been around for centuries. Go on.
You know nothing.
And and Pannya is moving, just
Waves his paw dismissively.
yeah, dismissively waves his paw at this.
Come. And then he takes them off, leading them to the pachinko park.
Okay. And I guess your physical appearance hasn't been mentioned yet, but you don't look Japanese.
No.
Right? You look decidedly European?
Yes.
Okay. Zuchi, are you still halfway in your outfit or what? Okay, so you're still
Black
halfway
pants.
dressed. But also the other way dressed. So you're fully dressed.
I completely my character completely forgot that
Okay.
I'm wearing black pants.
Okay.
So did the rest of us.
It's just fine.
Okay.
The viewer will know, or the listener will know.
Yes.
So you come to the pachinko parlor. It is named Ryu Bang Bang, and from inside you can just hear the cacophonous sounds of the metal pachinko balls falling in the slots. You can hear the jackpot dings going off. It's just this loud, raucous place, and the glass doors slide open, and you step inside the pachinko parlor. You are assaulted with just all these sounds and all these different colors from all these different games. Like they have like a Metal Gear pachinko and Sailor Moon pachinkos, and of course many Hello Kitty pachinkos. It's just all these different pachinkos, all these different noises and all these different sounds. And sitting at one of the pachinko games is an older lady, and she has like these boxes, all these boxes of pachinko balls right next to her, and she just pulls a lever, ching, and then she gets a jackpot, and they all fall in this basket. She sets it to the side. She gets a new basket, sticks it under there, pulls the lever, gets another jackpot. She sets it to the side, and she just doesn't pay attention to you. And she seems to be the only person in this pachinko parlor right now. In fact, she doesn't just keep getting jackpots, because that'd be stupid. But, you know, the balls go down, and she tries to get all these doubles. But basically, she just keeps playing and doesn't realize that you are there.
And so Panya just kind of like walks forward, still in cat form, and is just looking around, trying to look for B.
Okay.
And doesn't even care what everyone else is doing.
What is the layout of the thing?
So let's say there are 3 aisles of pachinko machines. This first aisle is the middle one, then there's one to the left and one to the right. This old lady is kind of sitting in the middle aisle, but like kind of on the right side of this row. And the exchange center where the employees usually are is at the back.
But there's no
Not that you can see now.
And so as I'm looking around, do I see anything that's interesting, like B or some kind of like secret? Because I'm like sneaking around and stuff. Obviously, she's the only place in there, but trying to avoid if there's any cameras or.
Okay. Yeah, so you walk down this aisle, and your nose starts to twitch, as it usually does whenever you sense dark magic afoot. Your whiskers kind of twitch, and from around, not around the corner, but I guess stepping into view in that middle aisle, you see a group of 21 boys, and they're all wearing baseball gear and have baseball bats slung over their shoulders. And Ichiro Otani steps forward in front of the rest of the baseball team, and he says, "Get lost, cat." And he looks up and sees his rival Eddy and 2 other people that he just doesn't care about. It would have been a good idea if I had given you this rival like as a weakness. But anyways, he looks down the aisle at you and says, "Oh, skipping class, goody goody Eddy.
What are you doing here, Ishiro?
We're baseball boys. We can go wherever we want because we're the baseball team." They strike their iconic baseball pose. "Don't you know that baseball is the most popular sport in Japan? We're like royalty here." And then one of the other kids says, "Yeah, royalty." And they clack their baseball bats together.
Can't handle this.
Maybe that's why you can't win a game.
And so the camera zooms in on Ichiro's eyes, and they narrow, and we see like the speed lines on either side of his head. And he says, "I will be the best, and you and the rest of those kendo snobs will not stand in my way. Baseball boys, it's time to strike these guys out." And then everybody rolls initiative. So
Okay.
SpongeBob.
Wait,
Yeah.
where's my weapon?
your initiative is 2 plus your
Disarm
quick.
one of them.
2 plus quick?
Yeah.
So 3. 3 dice.
Okay.
Do you have a quick?
Yes.
You do.
How am I not quick?
6.
5.
6.
Where's my pencil?
10.
Nice.
Actually, so you count the doubles?
Just one set of doubles, right?
Yeah, just count the ones.
Just count the highest set of doubles.
24.
What?
No.
10.
10.
I was about to say. Nope.
So you got 10, 6, 6, 5.
Are there 21 of them?
There's 21 of them?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Because I remember earlier he was like, a group of 21 walks into your dojo, like, what the hell? Like,
What a specific number.
Yeah, I looked up how many people
play
are on a baseball team.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
like
15 or
man.
20. And I was like, okay.
Ooh, man.
But they're really weak. Ichiro Otani and his baseball boys surround you. Basically how it works is there's one Ichiro and 20 baseball players.
Okay.
So each one of you has 5 baseball players standing next to you.
Okay.
But you
Ichiro is in
have
the-
Ichiro right with
Oh,
you as well.
okay.
So it's
I
Ichiro
get
plus
6.
5.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Go me.
And Ichiro actually rolled 15, so he gets to go first. So he charges at you with his baseball bat held high, and he says, "Don't you ever disrespect my honor!" And then he swings.
Okay.
Is that you?
Okay.
Doesn't roll really well, honestly. 8 coming
Can I
at
roll
you.
my defense die?
And then you roll your defense and subtract whatever you roll.
Easy. 6.
no!
6. Okay. So how do you try to dodge out of the way?
Try to sidestep his swipe. I guess.
Okay, so you try to step to the side, and he connects with your hip. So it's 2 got through.
Together.
So you take 8 damage.
Okay.
Crack.
Ouch.
And then Panya, you're up.
With my attacks,
Are you still a cat?
Yep. So these
straight up cat.
five baseball players are sitting around this cat. And they all like point their baseball bats at this cat and like, "We're gonna mess you up, cat."
and so I sit there and I just like look at them all with like starry eyes of like,
Yeah.
how could you harm this poor cat? And
And then they start to feel a little bad, and they're like, "Oh man, it's just a cat. How can we do this? Look at him, he's so cute."
And so you see this cat suddenly just with this look of determination and smiles, just sends out this like winter storm, I guess, towards like 3 of the guys.
Okay, so this cat is just sitting there, and then all this snow and flurries start to fly around him. And go ahead and roll your attack.
Cool. So I've got a 3d6.
Is he like the rabbit from Monty Python?
Look at the bones!
Was it 2?
2.
Wow! They rolled a 10. They only have 2 dice, and they rolled 5 on both. So you just send out this whirlwind of flurries all around, and they jump back very surprised that this cat just did this magic attack, and they're like, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa!" But they are unfazed, and you lose 20 endurance for that one.
Damn.
Ouch.
Yeah.
That's a bad roll.
All right. I was about to say who
So is
goes.
endurance like mana?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Zuchi. You are surrounded by 5 baseball.
Smoke bomb.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Go ahead and roll that
It's a
attack.
blinding area of effect. Why would I not
Yep.
do that?
That's a good point. When in doubt, smoke bomb.
Smoke bomb. It's a boss. Smoke bomb.
Who you pocket sand?
4, 8. 8.
8. Okay, they rolled a 6.
You're right.
But your smoke bomb is a no damage attack,
But they are blind.
but they are blinded. So you, well, I guess you can describe it.
So I was just like, hey guys. And they were just like, and like whacking their bats
Oh,
in their
yeah.
hands or whatever.
They're like all like super tall, and like it's a black profile with these yellow glowing eyes, and they're all like,
And then I'm gonna be like, see ya, nerds! Boom! Smoke bomb the ground.
Okay.
And then as I'm smoke bombed, I change.
Okay.
And because I can like move, right?
Yeah.
So I like smoke bomb, change, get to the roof.
Okay, describe it cinematically. So you throw down the smoke bomb. And
Throw
then what
down
do
the
we see?
smoke bomb, and what you see is my shadow, and like the shirt goes out of the shadow, and like my black pants go out of the shadow, and then I was like, and then I said, crap, and like grab the pants back and put them on, and then like you see like the final thing you see is like my hands like tying my face covering behind my back, and then you just see me like and like pop out of the top left corner of the smoke cloud, and they're all just like
Yeah.
and so that's what you see.
Okay.
Awesome.
And so then you land on a nearby pachinko machine, and like you have like your
And the
red
little old
sash.
lady, it's like where the little old lady is, and she doesn't even look up. Like she
Yeah.
doesn't even care.
You land right on top of her pachinko. She just pulls the thing. Yeah,
Jackpot.
it jackpots as you land on it, and you have like your red sash like flowing out in the wind, and you like have your katana held in your hand. And it's all super cool. Next, Eddie.
Okay. So before we left the school, of course, I grabbed my weapon.
Oh, yeah,
This
yeah,
was going to be super dangerous.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I am going to strike out at Ichiro with my parry strike.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to hit him, and then if I succeed, I'll go back into a defensive stance.
Okay. So go ahead and roll that.
Have we not all had our weapons?
No, you can't.
that dice.
Oh, okay.
Up there. 10.
Yeah.
Okay. He will roll 8. So yeah, 2 get through. What's your damage multiplier for that? 1. Okay, so he takes 2 damage.
But it's got defensive times 3, so
Yeah,
my,
yeah.
my next turn will be.
Yeah. So describe it cinematically. What does that look like?
So basically, I draw my sword from behind me, kind of hit him with the pommel, and then go back into a defensive stance.
Okay. Is it a real sword or a kendo sword?
It is a real sword.
Oh, cool. Okay. So yeah, he busts out this real sword and just bop, whacks him in the temple.
It's super ornate.
Yeah.
The pommel has gold inlayings on it.
Nice. I dig it. Okay, so that was Eddie. Nori, your turn. Surrounded by 5 baseball players.
Okay, so I guess I'll just pull my handy dandy sledgehammer out of my backpack that I always carry.
Okay. So it's like this. Is like the sledgehammer like way too big for your backpack, and everybody's like,
Yeah,
"Where'd she
it's like
pull
some
that
Mary
from?"
Poppins stuff happening.
Okay, I love it. Okay, so you pull this huge sledgehammer out, and what do you do?
Bag of holding.
I'm going to try to attack the biggest guy.
Okay. That's surrounding you, or like
Yeah,
the Chiro that's next to Eddie?
Oh,
Because
that's actually that's
she
a good
close
plan. Am I close enough to attack Ichiro?
I mean, you're all kind of standing there, but you have
You're
the
surrounded.
people around you and the people around him.
Are they
Eddie.
like in a circle around me?
Yeah.
Okay, well then the biggest one that's like
Yeah.
right around me.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna do
Go
that.
ahead and roll.
Okay, so I roll 5.
Maybe you missed one.
Yeah, with
Okay.
hammer strike. So I've got a 6, and my multiplier is
Yeah.
that's it.
So I rolled a 3. So 3 times that multiplier. So what is that?
18.
18.
Yeah. So they're like all looming over you and like, what are you gonna do, little girl? You pull out this huge hammer and you just boom right on the crown of one, and stars appear in his eyes, and he just has this huge skin bump on his head with like a band-aid over it, and he like shivers down to the ground, and the other 4 look at each other and then look at you, and these sweat drops appear on their heads. Next up, their turn.
Are they attacking in groups or individually?
For simplicity's sake, they're all going to have one roll, and that will be targeting all of you.
Okay.
So, what is their roll? 46. They will take their bats, and they will try to hit you with them. I guess there's...
Can you borrow some of
Yeah.
I guess.
Thank you.
yours? 'Cause I need mine.
Alright, so the first attack coming at you is 6.
For all of us.
Yeah, for all of you.
And we just use our
We
defense.
just use our defense
Yeah,
dice?
your defense dice.
Where's defense? 66. Do I add anything to it? Or no?
Nope, that's it.
We got
What if I want to use deflect?
You got
2.
5?
What if I
No,
wanna
that's
use
the other ones.
deflect?
These are the ones.
Oh.
If I want to use vigorous.
Yeah, I got
It
it.
gives me defensive times 2.
What? Oh, your deflect?
Hits are very
Yeah,
weak.
you have to use that on your turn. So the way deflect works is like you forego your attack to set up your trap.
Gotcha.
Your trap is activated by them ranged attacking you.
I see. Okay. Wait, or would they wouldn't be attacking me if I'm
Wait,
like...
am I allowed to use like...
Oh yeah, that's true. They can't see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't have to roll.
Am I allowed to use either of those things? Either way?
Can I roll to see if they would hit each other?
Defense rolls.
No, they just like swing at the smoke and miss.
Okay.
They like hit their bats against each other. Ding ding, we're getting him, guys. All right, so Nori, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 2.
2.
Oh my.
So 12 damage to you. Eddie, what about you?
5.
5. So you take 3 damage.
Okay.
What about you?
12.
Wow. Yeah. So they do not hit you.
Which
Did you
makes
add
sense,
your
'cause you're
parry
kinda-
strike?
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
I
Go ahead
imagine
and
you
roll
like
those.
jumping through their legs or jumping up onto their bat as they're swinging it.
I have
Like,
10 actually.
Wait,
10?
what?
Okay.
I mean, technically I have wings, so
I've got 3 because I used my parry
if I
strike.
wanted to.
Defensive rolls for my
But yeah,
Oh,
I just
okay.
kind of walk through their legs.
Okay. Yeah. So they swing at. So here's how it goes. The ones all around Zuchi start swinging their bats like at the smoke, and they start hitting each other's bats, and they're like, "We're getting him, guys! We're getting him! Keep it up!" And then Nori, one of them catches you, and you take a good amount of damage. But Eddy, with your parry strike, you are able to parry their attack away. And Pannya, you just walk in between their legs as they try to hit you, and they do not. Ichiro, his turn.
So,
Oh,
since
yeah.
I just took a lot of damage,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So what happens as this baseball bat hits you?
So, where am I hit with the baseball bat?
Your forearm?
My forearm?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to think of like what's a good place. Yeah, your forearm.
So, as I am hit in the forearm with a baseball bat, I crack a little bit. My skin does. Well, not really just my skin, like
the matter that makes you up.
Okay.
and since I took a lot of damage, I guess it's pretty noticeable.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, this huge crack runs over her entire forearm. Okay. Yeah. So interesting.
That's it. Oh, and I guess she notices that, and like, she doesn't have a sweat or anything, and there's nothing she can do to try to cover it up, so she gets visibly worried.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She is visibly worried. Ichiro says, "Don't worry, baseball team. We're going all 9 innings with these guys." I don't watch baseball. Oh man. 6 against you. He will swing with his bat again.
Or is that
Yeah,
for
because it
just
hasn't
that
been
one
your
attack?
turn.
Okay.
Once it's your turn again, it will reset.
What's the DX?
That
That's
is your
damage
damage multiplier. So whatever number is left after your roll and my defense roll, you times it by that number.
Gotcha.
15.
15? Yeah, he completely just dinks off your sword and you completely parry it away. Pannya-Neko, as you have walked in between their legs, they all turn around and look at you. What do you do?
I'm gonna say that Pannya-Neko, he immediately just releases a fire attack towards one of the guys or the guy that's closest to him.
Okay, what does it look like when you fire this fire attack?
Suddenly these these 4 like flames, I guess, almost it's almost like the wind, I guess, just kind of like emit out of his paw and just kind of I don't know how to describe it. I guess like arrows or something, just like go straight towards this guy.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Okay. It is 46. Mm-hmm. 4.
Okay. They rolled a 4 as well. And I'm going to say that ties go to the heroes. So you go ahead and hit. And we'll just say that you have 1, like a remainder of 1. So what's your damage multiplier?
7.
7? Okay. So yeah, you hit that one really well, and he just flies through the air and lands on the ground. You have defeated him. There are still 4 next to you, though. That's Pannya. Zuchi.
Okay.
But they're all still disabled.
Oh yeah, they're
No, they're wailing on the cloud right now.
yeah.
I'm going to, since this little old lady is putting like buckets and buckets of, what are they called?
Pachinko balls.
Pachinko balls, and they're metal, like whatever, off to the side. I'm just going to pick up one of those baskets because I don't want to kill high school baseball players, or junior high baseball players.
Uh-huh.
And
I
I start throwing them as though they're shuriken.
Okay.
And so like whoever the closest guy who like can't see anything is, I'm like gonna throw it at the back of his head as hard as I can.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so you scoop up one of these pachinko balls and chunk it at his head.
I pick the basket up and like set it next to me.
So you're just machine gunning these shurikens?
Yes.
I like it.
All right.
Well, not shurikens, pachinko balls.
Yes.
Yeah, pachinko. But I wanted to use them instead of my shurikens.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Let me just murder these kids. I cut the nearest one's head off. It changes the pace of things.
Yeah.
That's a lot of
unfortunate.
ones.
6. Because 2, 2, 2. Oh, 8. 2, 2, 2, 2. Woohoo! That worked out.
They rolled a 2, so 6 get through. What's your damage multiplier
It's just
for your shuriken?
I think it's just 1.
1. Okay. So how much damage is that? 6?
6.
Okay. I'll go ahead and say that you throw these pachinko balls at the back of his head. They all hit the back of his head, and he slumps to the ground unconscious. Eddy.
Alright. So I also am wearing my metal gauntlets. So I'm going to swing at Ichiro with my left hand.
Okay.
I'm going to punch. So
Okay. This is 5.
left. 12.
Ooh. You rolled an 8. Yep, an 8. So 4. How much damage gets through?
I'm actually going to cancel the damage and just stun him.
Oh, okay. And stun is he loses his next action, correct? Okay. All right. So yeah, you come in his face with this gauntlet. He was not expecting it. You nail him right in the face, and he kind of just not fades away, but backs away from you. And what kind of dirty playing is this?
Pockets.
Nori. Your turn.
Okay. I'm going to attack back and use my core overload barrage.
What does this look like?
It's open to attack, but it makes me open to attack, but it's very accurate, effective, times 3, and it's an AOE. And
Okay.
so I guess I'm just
All right. So describe.
You start. You can just start wailing on everyone.
I just kind of am punching everyone, and I'm like glowing, and something's going on that's not.
Are they just super fast? Like,
Yeah, it's just hitting everything.
Okay. So you start glowing. Is like the glow brighter where your crack is, or?
Oh yes.
Okay. Okay. So you just go super fast. You start punching
is
all
it
these
like
dudes.
Soldier
Yes.
76? Where it like locks onto everything perfectly?
Yeah, just start
Okay.
wailing on everyone.
So yeah, I'm gonna roll for that now. I have
15.
15,
Nice.
and
And this is the air attack. Okay. You already said that. Okay. So 15. Let's see what they roll. A 6. So what is your?
It's 8. So
8.
9 times 8.
Oh my
Which is 72.
Yeah, so you just devastate all these people. So they crack you, and then they kind of look at each other as your arm is cracked, and then you look at it, and you look up, and like your eyes sort of change, and you start to glow, like you said, and then you just unleash this flurry of punches all around you, and we almost lose sight of Nori as she's moving so fast, and then Nori's kind of standing in this dynamic pose, and everybody's still up and standing, and nobody moves for a second, and then all of a sudden the baseball bats drop, and all the baseball players around you go, ugh. and all fall to the ground limp.
72. Gosh.
Dang, girl. But any attacks against you
11
automatically hit.
TV.
Yeah.
What?
How much damage did you just do?
72,
72.
in an area effect.
She's decimated all of the baseball players around her.
Okay.
She took more than half her health from one hit.
That I see why you might have said some of the things you said earlier. That is not a normal thing for a human to do. I too am a human, and I would recognize this.
Yes, what humans do. All right, so
Bleep blue, blah blah, bleep blue.
so the rest of the baseball boys, all those not around Nori or Zuchi, because they now that their blindness is past, they all look up and like, oh, he's up there, but they still can't get to you. Actually, they're gonna try. So the ones that were around you are gonna start climbing the pachinko machine, but they're not gonna be able to get to you this turn. But they are coming for you. But Eddy and Pannya, they are going to attack you with a 6. So they swing their baseball bats in unison to hit you.
Wait, are they not at me yet? Is that
No,
what
they're
you're
not at you yet. What do you get?
12.
Yeah, so they miss.
12.
Wait.
Wow.
12?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so
You're not gonna
they're
get
just
Yeah, sorry. I was
swinging their bats all around. They just miss you. And Eddy, you perfectly parry. Well, I guess you're not doing your parry strike yet, but you just dodge them, yeah.
And Pannya just like snickers and just walks in between their legs again.
Yeah. this dang cat! Ichiro, it is his turn, but since he is stunned, he kind of shakes it off and looks at his baseball team and says, "Come on, guys, this shouldn't be this hard." And that's all he can do because he's stunned. Pannya, your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna say that Pannya just goes for Ichiro.
Ichiro?
Ichiro.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he does a Firaga, the fire attack yet again
Okay.
towards him.
Okay. So go ahead and roll that.
And then it says effective ×2, and so is that
That just means that your damage multiplier is more, and it's already right there.
Yeah, it just adds in damage. That's why your DX is 7 on that. rather
Oh,
than
okay.
5.
Yeah.
okay? 6.
6. Okay. He rolls. Oh, he rolls a 15. So as he's saying, "Come on, guys, you're better than this," he sees Pannya-Neko leaping through the air with these fiery orbs beginning to manifest around him, and you just fire them all, and he just gets his bat and he just swats them away like baseballs. He says, "You have to try better than that, weird cat demon thing. This isn't working." Zuchi, your turn.
Alright, so I can probably assume that they're going to be upon me soon.
Yeah, so now they're all up on top of these pachinko machines with you, and the lady is still pulling the lever and continuing her game.
Alright, so I'm going to pull out my katana
Uh-huh.
and deflect I'm going to activate a trap,
Okay.
and the trap is going to be deflect for whenever they do eventually.
Okay. So you pull out your katana and then drop into a defensive stance?
Yeah, so like, I'm already crouching, so now I'm just going to be like,
Okay. So you bring it up above your head?
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Eddy.
Okay, I'm going to unleash a flurry on Ichiro.
Okay.
So, basically, I'm basically going to be hitting with the pommel of my sword and punching him at the same time.
Oh, okay.
Correct.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Man, if you had only rolled a little better, he rolled a 5.
That's
Yeah,
Oh,
so,
wait, hold on. It's overwhelming. What does that have to do with?
So overwhelming is he has to spend his next action to defend, and if he doesn't, it automatically hits. So he won't get a turn next round, but he does defend himself. So you come at him with this flurry, and he takes his bat and kind of ding, 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 swats all your attacks away, but he's so focused on that he will not get an attack next round.
Okay.
Nori. Does your glow kind of fade away, and what is happening?
I think
with
it's
you?
probably faded a little bit, but
Okay.
it's still there.
Okay.
Just barely noticeable.
Okay. And what do you do with your turn? Now that you've just waylaid.
Because she's open to attack, right?
No, open to attack means that if anything attacked her, she couldn't roll a defense.
Oh, okay.
But now she's okay. So that resets.
So I think I'm just about ready for this fight to end. So
Okay.
I think that I'm going to attack Ichiro.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to do that with Wild Swing.
Nice.
Which is I just kind of take my sledgehammer and like go nuts. Like,
Okay.
yes, so let's see.
She gets the
and
star
it's,
bonus.
It's disarming, so
Okay.
if he still has his baseball bat, then.
Okay.
Oh, it wasn't that one. I have 5, 10, 15, 20.
Golly.
Okay.
Golly, 20? Okay. Let's see what he rolls. Okay, he rolls a 12. So
Okay.
8 still gets through.
My multiplier is 6.
So
How much is that?
8 times 6 is
48.
God.
40.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, as Ichiro is defending himself against Eddy's flurry of attacks, he does not see Nori charging up behind him with her hammer held above her head. And then she hits him once, and he turns around. And then he gets hits again, and like his face is a little messed up. He's like, huh? And then just just these rapid succession of hits as she hammers him to the ground. As she's kind of standing over Ichiro, and all the baseball boys stop what they're doing and turn and look as Ichiro is on the ground, and they all say, "Boss, boss." Ichiro does not answer as swirling circles are where his eyes used to be, and all the baseball boys say, "I think we should call this one, boys." And then they all jump from the pachinko parlor machines and disengage from whoever they're fighting and just book it out the front door as they run screaming, leaving their bats on the ground behind them. The baseball team is dealt with, and Ichiro is laying in a pool of his own slobber as he is just unconscious.
Just waiting in a pool of his own blood.
Along with 5 other.
So now what do y'all do?
I sleep to get endurance back. I change back before anybody notices.
Okay.
I guess I'll kind of try to turn my arm inwards or something, so maybe they won't notice if they haven't already.
Okay.
And look
I
kind
haven't
of.
noticed the giant flash of light
Well,
Yeah.
I don't think it was a giant flash of light. I think that was just
glowing.
yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't quite like an Avatar state thing.
I definitely noticed something.
Okay. Well, she's still really bashful about it, so she's gonna try to hide
Okay.
it.
So whether you notice or not, you do notice that she's hiding her arm. Okay. So Nori is self-conscious about the crack in her arm. What are y'all doing? Oh, and Zuchi walks around the corner in his schoolboy uniform, and you notice that now he has white pants and not black pants.
Eddy has put away his sword, and he's kind of just pacing, and then he just suddenly starts speaking out, and he's just like, "Aha, brethren, we have defeated our foes!"
The old woman pulls a lever. Ding, ding, ding. No jackpot this time.
And Pannya looks over like, who are you?
Do you not know Edmund of Canterbury?
Oh, you were from that century? Man, now I know why I avoided that time period.
So, are you a time traveling cat?
No, I'm just a really old cat.
How did you avoid a whole century?
It's called sleep.
Yeah, I just hibernated.
Rip Van Winkle.
Just catnapped it.
Okay.
I return the pachinko balls that I threw to the lady.
Okay. She takes a handful of the ones you just put, and she puts it back into the machine.
And so I was like, well, that was exciting. Nice to see that you're glowing and that you're a ninja. I knew plenty of ninjas back in my day. Now they're all dead. But that's fine. So let's find B. Come on, guys.
Okay. Y'all walk back to the exchange counter where all these different items are. And you see that the door to like the employee only room is opened. There's nobody here at the counter though.
So Pannya just hops onto the counter and then hops down and then just walks through the door.
Okay.
I follow Pannya.
Okay. I'll assume that everybody follows him into this room. And you see B. He still has his giant cat eyes and his malicious grin. And Hanako is there. She is kind of tied up with this red ribbon and is just kind of floating in the air. Her pink hair is sagging over her eyes. But also, another figure is to B's right, and it is Dr. Ishii. And he is similarly wrapped up in this red ribbon. And B looks at you and says, I thought I smelled some do-gooders. Well, it's too late. Now that I have my empty vessel and an accomplished alchemist...
And Eddy cuts in.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "Foul demon, we will defeat you!
No, you won't.
But we shall, by the power of friendship and love and the good of humanity."
Excalibur.
So Eddy is standing there with his fists outstretched, and we see this long shot of the room, and there's this breeze of wind. Like this lone leaf comes from nowhere, just comes across the floor. And he says, well, now that you put it that way, I am really going to destroy this universe. So, suck it, nerds. And then there's a puff of red smoke, and Dr. Ishii and Hanako disappear with him.
And then Eddy shakes his head, looks up and goes, "Did we beat Ichiro?"
End of episode.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Mistconceptions. We will be back with our finale episode of Mystery at Shinpi Junior High on November 13th. Oh, hello, Storm. Storm is here. Storm? Oh, cats. They just hop up in your lap and get right up on the microphone that you're talking into, and then they chew on the cord. Don't do that, silly. Okay, well, this outro is going very interestingly. If you have a Facebook or Twitter, you can stop chewing on the cord. If you have a Facebook or Twitter, why don't you consider following us? Yeah, stop. Oh my god, it's on the Mac. Okay, you do you, boo-boo. You just go over there. All right. Anyways, we don't have a SoundCloud shout-out this week, but we do have an iTunes shout-out, and that iTunes shout-out goes to Dexter's Labrador. And Dexter's Labrador, I'm actually going to give you 2 shout-outs. One for giving us a review on iTunes, but also for just having a dope username. I love that username. So congratulations on getting 2 shout-outs. Please do not step on the keyboard, Storm. Okay. OVA is an RPG created by Clay Gardner. You can download, well, first of all, you can buy and download a PDF of the core rulebook from Drive-Thru RPG. And the main theme song for Mystery at Shinpi Junior High is Rainy Day by Sakagami Sauchi, and there is a link to his YouTube channel down in the description. The music you're about to hear in a second was written by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. And that is all for this week's episode of Misconceptions. We'll see you back here next time. And for both Storm and I, who is now lounging on my keyboard, keep it nerdy, y'all.